Going on to you, Capricorn. So you have the Sun, Three of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, the Tower, Seven of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and the Hanged Man. So for you Capricorns, a lot of you happen to be in a situation right now where you may be going through a rough time right now, where you perceived yourself as everything was being very good, or you thought that you were headed on a right track, but then the Three of Swords struck. Something happened to you, some form of heartbreak where you and someone else didn't really end up working out. And then now the Two of Pentacles, you're asking yourselves, what is all this stuff for? What was the point of you even trying your hand to try to get to know other people in the first place? What was the point? And the Ten of Wands, you're done. You're done trying to date. But are you really done? Because you could potentially be saying that to yourselves only really as a short period of time that you're taking a break. You know what I mean? And that, to be honest with you, the reason why it is that you had a heartbreak, or you've dealt with that, was because the Three of Swords, heartbreak is normal to any kind of relationship. It's normal. It's not an abnormal thing. And the reason, even functional relationships, heartbreak is normal and it's natural. Because the thing about it is, when you are in love, when you get yourself into that ordeal, it's actually a spiritual awakening, because love is really many layers. But it's one of the layers is actually a spiritual awakening. You're learning about yourselves on multiple levels, as well as learning about somebody else. You're learning how to not be so selfish. It was one of the things that you're learning. It's not the only thing, but it's one of the things that you're learning. So the situation for you is, you have to understand that since that's the case, a lot of you Capricorns, right? You didn't go through a process that it was in vain, where you felt like you were putting in all this work recently, or maybe it wasn't so recently, but more than likely it was recently, where you thought things were going well, and then now all of a sudden it's like the shoe dropped and you're going through a bad time. No, this is normal, because you're still going through a spiritual experience. You know now, you know a little bit more now of what it is that you don't want, the type of people that you don't want to have around. The Two of Pentacles represents the debate within yourself is just your ego. The debate is really about you Capricorns asking yourselves, what was the point? No, you are supposed to understand the point. Part of the reason why you and this person didn't work out was because potentially they were dysfunctional, right? Or the two of you just had too much of differences, and it was only supposed to be a short time period. See, there's a difference between karmic cycle, twin flame, soulmate. A karmic cycle is you and this person fight like cats and dogs. The twin flame is you and this person are only supposed to be together for a period of time. A soulmate is a person that you are with for a very long period of time, even for, forever, right? Till the day that one of y'all or both of y'all transition. But you went through a twin flame or a karmic cycle, and you don't even realize that that's what it is that you had going on. So a lot of you Capricorns have to be able to now decipher the differences between the three. The Ten of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles is so now you Capricorns have to understand that don't just necessarily say that you're done for good and just give up on them for good. Leave that door open to where you say, as of right now, as of right now, you're done. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're done for good. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles, because you will get tempted again to start dating new people. That's why it is I was trying to tell you to not just say, oh, you're done for good. You're just done for the rest of your life. Because the Ten of Pentacles represents that said temptation. So The Knight of Wands is that, and not only is there going to be a temptation, but when you're dating, this is why you need to prepare yourself, because even though you're dating, you're still going to have people who are trying to con you. You're still going to have people who are trying to get one over on you. The Tower and the Seven of Swords. The Tower represents, it's up to you to allow those type of scenarios within a relationship to play itself out and to continue to move forward, because there's always going to be, let me just say this, there's always going to be people who are running games. There's always going to be people who are playing games. Always. It's just a matter of if you're able to spot before you commit to something, before you decide to do any kind of long commitment, any kind of serious gestures, any kind of anything. You want to be able to spot if a person is being real or fake, and you have to develop that eye in order for you to do that. But in order for you to develop that eye, or the eyes to see if a person is playing games, I can tell you the game, but you still need to experience it in order for you to understand if it's real or if it's just paranoia, right? So you still have to go through the experience of it. And the Seven of Swords represent, and like I said, for you to be able to know if someone is real or fake when they're dating you, so that way when you realize that they're fake, you can just bounce, leave the situation for what it is and accept it, and be able to move forward without having to go back to the person, begin to try to be in a relationship with them again. And then you have the Ten of Swords, because yes, the Ten of Swords represents the lack of closure that you would feel, right? And they would just run off, and you would be upset because now you're like, oh my gosh. See, whenever it is that people come to me and stuff like this, talking about their ex and stuff like this or whatnot, a lot of y'all are really looking for closure. But you should not stay on your ex forever, constantly trying to get, tarot readings on your ex, because the tarot system is a system that is supposed to get y'all on a spiritual level to where y'all can evolve spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, all of the leads. But a lot of y'all so caught up, and I'm not saying you Capricorns in particular, I'm saying in general, a lot of y'all so caught up with the particulars, the details of love, stuff like this, when we're really only scratching we're not even scratching the surface here of what the tarot is capable of. So then you have the Fool, the Hanged Man. You have the Hanged Man, which represents people who play games always look for people to scapegoat. That's the trick. No matter how good of a partner you could have been, Capricorn, people would still try to scapegoat the mess out of you. So let's clarify the Tower. So you have the Six of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, the Temperance, King of Pentacles. Right. The Six of Wands. Because when you develop that level of a mindset, you're able to walk out of a relationship with your head held high. Right. Well, what we're trying to get you Capricorns to do is move past the mourning stage of the loss of a relationship that you wanted to work out, so that you can get back on your feet faster and live your life with minimal to no damage whatsoever, right? Baggage damage. And the thing is that the Ace of Pentacles and the Temperance is about, again, using that said wisdom, but also going through that period in which you need to take the time to mourn a potential relationship that you wanted to be in, but accepting it as well. And then the King of Pentacles, and then you'll be able to transcend it and move forward from that, instead of being an indentured servitude to it, to where you caught up with what does this X mean, and why did this X do this? The X is confusing to you because The ex is confusing to you because they themselves are confused. And they're trying to spread said confusion.